We're going to begin the way we began just about every day this week with the weather, the blistering heat wave that's been stretching all around the country all week long. Nearly 100 million Americans from coast to coast. Look at the color of this map. Still face dangerous conditions this morning. The National Weather Service predicts that the heat index readings above 100 degrees in many areas.
Yeah, and that heat is causing other kinds of trouble, not good trouble either. Trains between Philly and Connecticut stopped for hours because of a brush fire and a circuit breaker problem. And Washington, D.C.'s subway had to restrict trains above ground because officials there are worried that the tracks might be warped by the heat. Yep. Scott McFarland is in Boyd's, Maryland this morning. That is just north of Washington, where people are looking for any way to cool off. The fountains are moving. Scott, are they finding a way to cool off? How are you doing? Good morning.
Good morning. Kids have been dreaming about the start of summer, but maybe not a start that is this hot. There are heat emergencies in effect throughout the region, including here in Maryland, where they're urging people to check on elderly relatives, to stay indoors, or if necessary outside, to go to splash parks and pools, some of which have expanded hours.
Near the monuments on the National Mall, this weekend could make a different type of history.
We might not do anything outside.
Washington, D.C. faces the risk of record temperatures during a busy tourist season.
Just trying to squeeze stuff in without, going insane from the heat.
Anthony Parenti is visiting from Rhode Island with his kids.
Using the cooling towels, got a bunch of water, so just trying to stay hydrated.
As a precaution, Washington, D.C.'s fire department plans to deploy extra ambulances today.
What happens to your call volume when it's 100 degrees on the National Mall?
Well, D.C. averages 500 to 600 calls in a 24-hour period routinely. In the heat, they generally spike. We go above 600. It's not unusual to go above 600.
600 a day?
Yes, in a 24-hour period.
And they'll send cooling stations for the firefighters who need to wear gear that weighs 65 pounds.
This stuff is designed to protect us from the heat, which in turn means that it's not letting much heat out. So days like today, it's pretty brutal.
From New York City to South Bend, Indiana to Washington, they're urging people to seek out water parks, splash pads, or indoor cooling centers. While even in Vermont, they've opened the pools earlier than expected.
Here in Montgomery County, Maryland, the summer camps have shifted some of the more strenuous activities to an earlier part of the morning. And elsewhere, they've moved summer camps indoors. The splash parks, they expect peak crowds, though, during the peak hours.
That's right. It is summer camp season. All right, Scott, thank you.